would like to welcome His Excellency Ambassador of India to Lebanon, Mr. Noor Rahman Sheikh. It's a true honor to host His Excellency. Today we explore a remarkable cultural moment that strengthens the ties between our two nations and celebrates the friendship of two legendary figures, Rabindranat Tagore and Gibran Khalil Gibran. Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
It's always an honor and a pleasure to have you. Excellency, a very symbolic moment recently took place in Psharri with the unveiling of Rabindranat Tagore bust at the Khalil Gibran Museum. How do you describe the significance of this gesture for India and Lebanon?
You know, when we talk of the diplomatic ties between India and Lebanon, it was established in 1954.
Yes.
So that is one aspect of the relationship. But if you see in terms of, go back, the ties are very, very, old, very close, very cordial, very warm. The living example is the ties between, great legendary figures. The first Nobel laureate of India, and in fact he was the first Nobel laureate of the non-Western world, I would say, Rabindranat Tagore, who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913 for his collection of poems by the name Gitanjali, which translates into flower offerings, a collection of 157 short poems. So he Nobel laureate Rabindranat Tagore and the legendary another legendary mind, of course, Khalil Gibran Khalil, they were very close friends. In fact, the first meeting of both of them took place in New York in 1921.
21?
Yes, 1921. Exactly. This is 2 years before the famous book, The Prophet Mustafa, was published.
Yes.
And that is where we see that this, the dialogue, the conversation, the, the discussions between these two great minds, had an impact in his book, the concept of devotion, which is the Indian philosophy of bhakti, various other things, friendship, various things. In the same way, Rabindranat Tagore started drawing when he was 60 years of age. This was like, Rabindranat Tagore passed away in August 1941 at the age of 80. He started painting only around 1921-22. So this is probably an effect of, Gibran on Tagore. And of course, the influence of Tagore on Gibran is we see in his,
we can see as well,
in writings and drawing. So this legacy, we wanted to relive this legacy
for two legends.
Yes, two legends. So when this 100 years of universal masses of Gibran through the Prophet was, organized by the National Gibran Museum in collaboration with NDU. So I was part of that, discussions in Vishari.
Yes.
Last year actually. And then I felt that we should do something to allow this legacy to live forever. That is where we dug up, we found that there was a portrait painting of Tagore by Gibran. So we requested Gibran National Committee and Museum to give us a portrait of that, and based on that, Government of India through the Indian Council of Cultural Relations prepared that bust, and which was installed in Gibran Museum in Vishari on 17th of September last week, where the Culture Minister, His Excellency Dr. Salame,
we have a picture
was gracious enough to be present with us on that day. Yes, we both of us jointly unveiled and installed Tagore's bust in the precincts of Gibran Museum, with a great participation of very enthusiastic people around there, professors and literature, artists and various other people. So we are very happy to relive this legacy. Yes, and yes.
This is highly important, Your Excellency. What role does the Indian Council for Cultural Relation play in supporting such cultural projects globally here in Lebanon, as we saw the recent initiative? It was great.
Yes. So what does ICCR do is, it kind of tries to do a lot of initiatives and programs and projects. They also provide scholarships for students.
That's highly important as well.
For example, for Lebanon, there is a scholarship available for Lebanese student to do, either a, undergraduate or a postgraduate or a PhD course in India, in one of the universities in India, and the scholarship, is provided to the student. ICCR also, sends cultural troops, So we had a cultural troupe which was sent in a few weeks before, where it was, they gave performances to large number of, Lebanese, audience and, various dignitaries. And so this is also again handled by ICCR. Other thing, as we just saw, say the bust of, Tagore, being, prepared. This is done by the ICCR. And also we are also working on another project on the cultural aspect and historical aspect also. We have requested the mayor of Beirut and other senior officers of the government of Lebanon to give a space where we can say a non-violence corner or a Gandhi Park. We can name it any way it is, or maybe we can name both that way, because Mahatma Gandhi is an icon of non-violence and peace in the world. So we have requested to give it in a very historical place within Beirut, so we can install a bust of Mahatma Gandhi there, and we can every year on the 2nd of October, which is just now coming up, every year there's we celebrate birthday of Mahatma Gandhi as the International Day of Non-Violence. So if we have a bust somewhere in an important corner of Beirut, then we can celebrate International Day of Non-Violence every year. We're giving respect to Gandhi and his teachings, which is very relevant for a country like Lebanon, and strengthening the ties between India and Lebanon.
Of course.
So we're working on that also. We're very happy to see the a positive response from mayor of Beirut and all the concerned authorities. We're hopeful of making it happen soon. Yes.
I'm sure, Your Excellency, because you are always active and present.
Thank you very much.
I would like to know about the future projects, programs, and maybe collaboration the embassy in India is currently working in Lebanon.
Yeah. So as I said, on cultural front, we continue to do this Mahatma Gandhi's bust. We are working on that. We will also look forward to getting more cultural troops from India for their performances. We also do yoga classes. We are also started of thinking Hindi classes, the Indian
as well.
Yes, we are thinking of that. We also of course we have an Indian community of about 2,000 people here in Lebanon, mostly in north of Beirut and in north of the country. And we have a battalion, Indian battalion of 900 officers and other ranks in Ibn Saki. And they have been there for the last 27 years, which is a very important part of UNIFIL and in peacekeeping and stability, maintaining security and safety, particularly in that area of their responsibility. So that will continue. Then we are also looking at doing a artificial limb fitment camp in Rafiq Hariri Hospital to provide artificial limbs to around 500 disabled Lebanese nationals. Yes, last year, as I think most of our friends are aware, India provided 33 tons of medicines to Lebanon.
Yes, it's true.
We are also working on renovating certain sports stadiums, mini sports stadiums in Bika, in Nabatia and other places. We are looking at solar lighting of several villages. We are looking at doing work on the mission life, which is what you call it. Life is basically lifestyle for sustainable environment. So we are working on that. So it involved, for example, we planted 850 cedar trees in Suf area. We are looking at other such plantations also, probably in Visari as well in future. So we are working in terms of providing certain water pump for areas we need water pump for the supply of water supply in those for the locality for the population. So we are looking at this kind of projects and
so
programs.
Different projects and different aspects,
areas,
different fields as well.
Yes. And our Indian battalion also has a medical and a veterinary component. So they also regularly conduct medical camps in south of the country, and also veterinary camps. In fact, I'm told the veterinary officer is a very popular officer because of vaccination to all the domestic animals in that area.
Yes.
So like that we continue to do it, and we'll continue to enhance this, you know, cooperation in various aspects, you know. And we also provide iTech scholarships, which is you know, 75 scholarships for short-term courses ranging from a week to about 2 months in various institutes of India across the country. And these are, you know, having various fields like, you know, gender empowerment, woman empowerment,
Definitely.
you know, related to jurisprudence, relating to financial management, IT, computing, AI, you know, security aspect, things like that. So we would like to, through your, you know, media, we like to, you know, request, you know, like we like to tell about these scholarships also, so that more and more people can get nominated themselves for it. We're happy to provide support for it. In these scholarships, you know, everything is taken care of by Government of India through the embassy. So we'll give them the, we'll take care of the course fees, we'll take care of the air tickets, we are taking care of the accommodation,
everything,
boarding, lodging, everything is taken care of. Just someone has to go there, that's it, and attend those programs. They will also go to see some places around that area also, historical places.
They will be lucky.
Yeah, exactly. So we have 75 such scholarships in a year. So we like to see, you know, all this to be utilized. In fact, if there is more demand, we are even willing to increase it, to double it or triple it in a couple of years.
Of course.
Plus, also I would like to say on the, you know, commercial, bilateral, commercial and economic ties, you know, it's going very well. You know, prior to COVID, the bilateral, you know, trade was just about $200 million. You know, it has reached, it has crossed $500 million already. So we believe that, you know, it can reach $1 billion very soon. That's between both countries. So I would also like to see, you know, like Lebanese friends to consider India as a very good source of their, you know, sourcing their items. And also India is the most populous country in the world now.
Of course.
It has a 1.46 billion people, so the market itself is so huge. Anything that can be exported from Lebanon, India is most welcome to, will welcome to receive those items also. So I'm talking about imports and exports, you know, not just on one aspect of it. So I'll be very happy to support the embassy, my team and the embassy will be very happy to support, you know, in this processes also all together.
That's great. We can't forget as well, Your Excellency, the seminars and workshops the embassy is doing. Always, this is highly important.
Yes, we keep doing that. Yes, in fact, it reminds me that on next Tuesday we have another seminar on, you know, tourism promotion and business opportunities, you know, in promotion. So we keep doing this. We have these yoga events. We have this on Mission Live. We have it on, you know, water conservation. You know, we have it. Another thing that we are doing now is Viksit Bharat Run. You know. So that is Viksit Bharat stands for Developed India. So the target is by 2047 we should, you know, India should be a developed country. That is the vision of our Prime Minister, His Excellency Mr. Narendra Modi, and everyone in India and all the embassies around the world are involved with this process. So idea was because, you know, you know, in Beirut is one of those cities around the world which is part of this Viksit Bharat run. So this is a small run, mini run of about, you know, mini marathon run of about 3 kilometers, a yoga session, a cultural performance. So this is another way of, you know, looking at, you know, how we collaborate with the Lebanese, you know, authority. The sports minister kindly agreed to be the chief guest and things like that. So you know, another thing which I find I should tell, you know, the viewers is that, you know, India is a very close friend of Lebanon. This is what I've been, you know, telling it, and I'm feeling it. And also the response and reception of Lebanese to this warmth is also there. So Lebanon and Lebanese people, the government also, you know, like take India to be a great friend. So I cannot forget this, you know, closeness, this warmth, this cordiality between both countries and both people, you know. So whenever we are doing anything for Lebanon, we do it with a lot of love and affection. It is with a lot of humility and modesty, and similarly I think the Lebanese, you know, yes, exactly. So I think this mutual reciprocity is very, you know, visible.
Mutual.
Yes, very much.
Yes. I would like to ask you finally about the opportunities for tourism exchange with more Lebanese, maybe discovering India and more Indian visiting Lebanon. What do you think?
You know, you see, when I met the CMD, the CEO of the Middle East Airlines, Mr. Mohammed Al-Hout, you know, we discussed about this. I said, you know, Air India used to fly direct flights from Beirut to Mumbai, and from Mumbai it used to go to Sydney.
Okay.
This was the flight which was there from 1950s till 1975, but unfortunately the civil war erupted and this was discontinued. So I told him, and we discussed and we agreed that this is the time to revive this, direct flight between Lebanon and India. So we did a study. In fact, the Middle East Airlines did a study which they shared with us and which we also concurred with them. What we found out was that in a year there are about 60,000 passengers flying and touching these two countries, not necessarily originating from each of these countries, but passing through or in some sort of connection. So there are 60,000 passengers in a year. So we are now pushing for resumption of a direct flight between Beirut and maybe Mumbai or Delhi. So like other airlines have started it afresh, like Royal Jordanian started just last month, 3 direct flights to Mumbai and 3, like maybe they will extend it to Delhi later on. So something like that. So I think either Middle East Airlines could start it, or Air India or Indigo from India, or some other airlines from India could also explore this aspect. So, and because if this happens in terms of the tourist movement, tourist inflows both from Lebanon to India and also from India to Lebanon. See, a lot of Indians are also looking for good, nice touristic destinations. And Lebanon, I mean, has everything to offer. You have the sea beaches, and within 45 minutes you can reach the the skiing area also. You have this paragliding, you have the scuba diving, you have so many sports, adventure sports. You have nice good food, good weather, good and nice people. I mean, everything is hospitality. So I think the whole concept of a tourist destination is a very ideal scenario. Same thing with India. You can go for yoga, you can go for retreat, you can go for destination wedding, you can go for Ayurveda, you can go for studies, for scholarships. I mean, you can for training courses, you can go for, I mean, you have a variety of reasons to go and explore India actually. So that way I think having a direct flight will be very useful, and that's the direction we are working at, and there's a purpose also that we are having these several seminars. We have been focusing on this aspect also, that both countries need to keep pushing for it, need to tell the good things about both countries, so I'm very happy to see the increasing trend of Lebanese going to India for various reasons, for medical treatment, for tourism, as I say, for yoga, for Ayurveda, for I have seen a couple of wedding charter flights going for wedding destination wedding there. Yeah?
Yes.
So same thing, a lot of Indians are coming here, both tourists as well as business community. They have also started coming and exploring certain things over here. So I think this trend will continue, and then hopefully it will get the relationship will get stronger and stronger each passing day. Yes.
Hopefully. These moments, Excellency, of shared culture remind us that art, friendship and tradition can bridge nation, leaving a lasting legacy for generations to come. I would like to say thank you so much, Ambassador of India to Lebanon, Mr. Noor Rahman Sheikh. Always an honor and a pleasure. All the respect. Thank you for being with us today. أعزائي المشاهدين، بنكون هيك وصلنا لنهاية برنامج عالموعد. بيتجدد لقائنا الأسبوع المقبل. إلى اللقاء.